The Bosseman 2 years ago, the leading money winner in here with almost $900,000 in earnings. Shall Be Dancing is owned by R&B Racing, trained by Terrell Gore, and will be ridden by Israel Ocampo. The 2 is Deputy Sparks, owned locally by Kevin and Tammy Halls. TK Stables, winner of his last 3, Deputy Sparks, broke his maiden right here at Fodder 1 year ago, is trained by Kellen Gorder and will be ridden by Amanda Tamburello. Lining up in the 3rd spot is Surplus, claimed for 40 grand last out at Santa Anita by Grand Island native Monty Hankey and his syndicate known as 7 Arms Stables. Surplus is trained by Dave Van Winkle and will be ridden by Derek Bell. The Nuts, breaking from the 4 spot, won this race 4 years ago at 25-1 odds. Another local owner and trainer, Steve Hall, saddles the Nuts, who gets Nestor Maldonado in the irons. No, It Ain't, drew the 5 hole today, is owned by Vance Alfrey and Stuart Eskew and trained by Temple Rushton. No, It Ain't finished 4th in this year's edition of the Dowd Mile. Shipping in from Arkansas is number 6, Wild Jacob. Nebraska Hall of Famer Perry Compton up. Wild Jacob is owned and trained by Stanley Mankin, who started Skunk Hail 6 times in this race. Mankin hails from Trumbull, Nebraska. Number 7 is Ransom Roberto, an Oklahoma bred who won the $165,000 Omaha, Oklahoma Classic last fall at Remington Park. Ransom Roberto is owned by Steve Martin, trained by Wilson Brown, and will be ridden by David Cardoso. Another Oklahoma shipper is the 8 pony in here, Behold the Buy, owned by Donna Eaton, trained by James Jones with veteran Don Frazier on board. 10th Power, an impressive winner of the Dowd Mile, drew the 9 hole today, is owned and trained by Milt Gady, and will be ridden by Jose Renilla. And drawing the outside post, number 10, Soul Warrior, trained by 2-time Eclipse Award winner Steve Asmussen and owned by the Zayat Stables. Gets fodder top jock Jordan Alesiak at the controls, easily the class of the race. Soul Warrior is run against Big Drama, Blame, Regal Ransom, Mind That Bird, Giant Oak, and Country Day. That's the field in the Bosseman Stakes, coming up next in 6 minutes. Tenth Power currently at 10-1 odds, nonchalantly steps forward, followed by Soul Warrior. Second choice on the board at 3-1. Soul Warrior is set. They're in the gate. They're racing in the 2012 Bosseman. Great start inside by both Shall Be Dancing and Deputy Sparks, and they hook on hard together on the front end. Away in 3rd, that is Surplus. From the outside now, Soul Warrior vying for the lead as well. Running 5th off the pace at this point is Hold Dubai. Inside of him comes Ransom Roberto. The back of the pack at this point includes Wild Jacob. And taking up shop clearback at the back of this particular affair are the Nuts and No It Ain't. They zoom by the grandstand now for the first time from the 3-path. Shall Be Dancing under pretty mild restraint, running head and head with both Deputy Sparks and 10th Power. The 3 of them leave him into turn 2. Drafting from 4th now, about 2.5, maybe 3 lengths off the pace. That's Soul Warrior, a length and a half better than Surplus, who chases from 5th, 3.5 lengths off the pace. Break of 2, running 6, that's Ransom Roberto. Now picking it up from the outside, the Nuts is being called on, runs from 7th, now 6th, now 5th, just 5 lengths off the pace. They're into the far turn. As the pace quickens, it is Shall Be Dancing at the quarter pole by 3 parts of a length. Deputy Sparks still right there running 2nd. 3rd, 4 wide right now, about 3 lengths off the pace. That is Soul Warrior, and here they come into the stretch. It's all been Shall Be Dancing from start to finish, but squirting through now on the rail. That is Ransom Roberto. Full of run. He exploded to the front, opens up 2.5. Late charge coming from Wild Jacob back to 3rd, Shall Be Dancing, but it's Ransom Roberto winning the Bosseman by 3 parts of a length. Wild Jacob in a furious close as well, running 2nd, followed by Shall Be Dancing. Stepping into the winner's circle now, the 6-year-old chestnut gelding Ransom Roberto by Rojo De Niro out of the mare. Here comes Roberta. Bred in Oklahoma by Stephen Caldwell, is owned by Steve Martin and trained by Wilson Brown. Ransom Roberto was ridden to victory this afternoon by David Cardoso. After you weigh out, can you come back and visit with me here, please, David? What? Yes. All right. Get the picture. Brooke, come a little closer, honey. Brooke. Lots of picture taking going on down here in the winner's circle, as it should be. And try to grab a couple of the key players here momentarily. Steve Martin, the owner, first. Wilson, can we get you over here? And rider David Cardoso. Mr. Martin, I have the pleasure of meeting you for the very first time. Can't say that I know anything about you, but now we know a whole lot about Ransom Roberto. What a beautiful race.
Yeah, well, thank you all for coming, and he's a nice horse, and we was just anxious to see what he was going to do on the bull ring, and evidently he liked it.
Your trainer was pretty nonchalant Thursday morning at the draw. He said whatever the situation arises, if we need to go to the front, we'll go to the front. Need to come from way out of it, we'll come from way out of it. He obviously analyzed the past performance lines a lot better than I did. He was right where he needed to be, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. This horse, he'll lay wherever you want him. You can put him on the front. You can come off the pace. He's just a hard trier. Every trip, he tries his heart out.
I assume you're from Oklahoma.
Yeah, you can't tell that. You've never been there before.
I assume you have a lot better impression of us Nebraskans after today.
Yeah, we like it here.
The owner of Ransom Roberto, thank you very much, sir. And the trainer, Wilson Brown, who we had a chance to visit with. I hope your jockey will come back over here. Wilson, this race, did you lay it out exactly the way you, if we can get Dale Cardoso back over here, the jockey, well, maybe not. Wilson, turn around here. Wilson is a name that was so familiar for us old-timers that have been around for 30, 40 years. You always specialized in 3- and 4-year-olds, but you got yourself a real nice horse in this one.
Yeah, he's been a nice horse, you know. We bought him last year, or a little over a year ago back in Ellis, and they was running him for $5,000 claiming. And we bought him, and he was an Okie bred, and, you know, we just done a few quirks and put the right riders on him, and just like today, David just hauled him, brought him up here with us. He runs, that boy knows the horse, and you get out run on a bull ring if you're not sitting chilly, know where you're at, so.
Chili, I love that word. Did you come out and study some of the earlier races today to help strategize what you wanted to do?
Yeah, we knew we needed to stay at least three. We were closer down on the rail than we wanted when we made the far turn. But I told him, I said, the race don't start until the far turn. And I said, be where you can make a run at them, you know. And sure enough, some of them other horses hadn't been on a bull ring, kind of floated out. And when he did, he come through. And then if you notice, when he come down the lane, instead of staying on the rail, he moved about 3 out where the better part of the track was.
It opened wide up for you. It couldn't have been more perfect.
Yeah. It makes a fella look like he's real intelligent when he plans something like that, don't it?
Wilson Brown, it certainly does. It's a pleasure. Hope to see you again standing out here in the future. Don't go away. It's now get out race time as we got the 10-cent superfecta coming up next. Hard to duplicate what we've just seen in the last 2 stake races. Enjoy. By Shadow Be Dancing.